Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you've been watching some of my videos that I do on German made vehicles and all kinds of power sport equipment, I've been showing you how I was correcting inner tire wear issue on this vehicle. So both of my tires were shaving off from the inside, which means that camber was off and needed to be fixed. Now from the factory, those original camber arms, they are not adjustable, they are fixed. So I had to buy a special adjustment style arms, aftermarket ones, to correct that camber issue on the back. So watch my other video if you have the same issue. So after I install those adjusting rear camber arms, I installed all 4 new tires and I did alignment, and the result was okay. I would say I'm pretty happy with all of the numbers, which are all in green. I hope you can see it, except I have a problem with the caster now on the front. So on the front left it's a 7.63 degrees and on the right it's a 6.36, which is a 1 degree difference between left and right wheel. So it's not a big deal for most of the vehicles, probably, as long as it's not pulling. But I guess if you have 1 degree difference, it will be pulling to the side slightly, very slightly. So my car is equipped with the adaptive cruise control and the steering assist. So if I am driving on a cruise control, my steering wheel is adjusting properly to be on the middle of the lane, and obviously car will be driving straight and I will not feel anything if it's pulling to the right or to the left. But if I cancel cruise control and driving on a straight road like 60 miles per hour, after 5 seconds my car is slightly pulling to the right, so I have to correct it with my hand. So it's not very big pull, it's a slight pull, but I don't like it. So that's another evidence of caster is off on one of the sides. The easiest way to find out if you have an issue with the caster probably would be to measure from the middle of this star, let's say that, and in my case all the way to the plastic mud flap edge. So this is like, I have a 15 inch, and if I go on the other side, it will be 15.25, and that's why I did this black line, so I mark it for myself. So I have a like 5-6 millimeter difference between left and the right side, but I will give you more precise measurement after I remove the wheel, because the rubber tire, the rubber is actually sticking out from the rim, so it's not letting me to measure exactly. So stay tuned. If you have the same problem with the caster, I'll show you how to rectify it. So now, after I put my car on the jack stand, I can measure and remove my wheel. I can measure exactly how many inches to the middle of the cap. 15. This is on the right side, and if I'm going to do it on the left side, driver's side, okay, and as you can see where my black mark is. So yeah, about 1/4 inch difference between right and the left side. So what can cause this caster to be off? This is the thrust arm or torque strut, which is responsible for a caster, and if I'm going to try to move it, I see that it is moving by hand, which is telling me that I might have an issue with the bushing on the front, but I cannot take a look if it's damaged or not because of the there is a rubber caps on each side. They preventing me from inspecting those bushings until I actually remove them. Those are protective caps. They are really good design to save those bushings from salt or anything like that for many years. In my case, those bushings, they lasted 10 years, so this is really good. Yeah, and as you can see, this thrust arm is not adjustable, but factory actually provide with a adjusting bolt, and this is the part number if you need. So this is the adjusting bolt for those front thrust arms. It will let me to adjust it up to 4 mm on each side, and that's why I bought two of them, two bolts I mean, because of the I might be need to put replace both original bolts on those adjusting bolts, and those are not aftermarket. As you can see, they are original. You can buy them from a dealer. It cost about $33, but I've seen them on eBay for like 20. So up to you. Now, if my thrust arm bushing is damaged, worn out, cracked, I will see it after I remove it. So I will need to press new bushing, and I've been preparing for that. I bought those bushings probably almost a year ago, because the price was good. And this is the part number 212-333-0314. Why I'm not replacing the entire arm? Well, because last time when I've been inspecting this arm, I've been disconnecting ball joint. It was in perfect order. So that's why a dealer is selling those bushings separately, because ball joint rarely fail, but bushings are. And yeah, I might be replacing those bushings today after I remove it. So for this I will need to drop all of the plastic undercarriage protection, and so I can have access to that bolt on that arm. Alright, let's stay tuned, and I will show you what's going on. Now I had to remove those two protection plates, undercarriage, and now I have access to this Torx head and the 21mm nut from the inside. I hope that you can see it. Okay, I'm going to remove this bolt now and simply dropping down that arm for inspection. Now, dropping down this arm is not possible because of the tie rod. Steering tie rod is on your way, so you either have to disconnect the tie rod or remove a nut from the ball joint and remove the entire arm, especially if you don't have any press, like you can do it on the vehicle, and you have to work it on the stationary press. But this is too early to say if the bushing is worn out or not, because I cannot have full access to inspect the bushing all around and on both sides. So I'll be making a decision which one I'm going to remove, the tie rod or the actual entire arm for the inspection. So I decided to remove the entire thrust arm instead of a tie rod, just in case if I will not have enough room underneath of the vehicle to replace that bushing. Maybe it's going to be very hard to remove it or install it, and I need a regular press, stationary press, so I'd rather remove the actual arm. And plus I have a joint, tooler for this ball joint. That's it, and it should come out now. It should come out now. So I needed both hands to wiggle it because of the drive axle was on my way a little bit. That's why I turned off the camera, but it's easy to remove without removing the drive axle. My ball joint never made any noise, and I inspected before. My boot is fine. That's why I'm not replacing the entire arm, which is cost around $450. Now the bushing itself, like $50. So that's why I decided to go with the bushing. Now the moment of truth, if I need to replace the bushing or not. Well, from this side, I don't see any evidences of cracked bushing. And this side, it's the same thing. I literally don't see anything wrong with the bushing. So should I replace it? Because the bushing, this original bushing, lasted 10 years. Since I already removed this arm, and since I have this bushing already, if I'll install the new bushing, I will forget about this issue for the next at least 5 years, until the actual ball joint will wear out and I will need to replace the entire arm, which is very expensive. So the ball joint is integrated into your arm and it is not removable. You cannot buy it from a dealer or aftermarket. It's impossible. So yes, I will remove this old bushing. Now before I'm going to remove it, I'm going to mark exactly how this bushing is sitting, because the original one will have to sit on exactly the same spot. And primary, you'll be looking for this little nipple and this little nipple right here. So I'm going to mark it with a black marker where exactly it was across that line, and so I will install new bushing in the same position. Now for those people that been interested in what kind of tool I've been using to pop out that ball joint, this is a Gedor brand made in Germany, KL-0164-3D. I'm not sure if they still have them on their website, but I got it on eBay from one of the sellers for like $70, I believe. So pretty handy. Now instead of a marker, I used a little file like this, and I did myself a mark on the arm. Now this rubber nipple that you see right here will be only on one side. On the other side you will not have it, so you know that it's going this way only. Now for this removal of the bushing, I'm going to use my favorite set now that I've been using for so many years. And for those people that did not see my previous videos, I'll show you the part number of this set, which is a OTC Hub Grappler 6575. You know, I've been really happy, even though this is a made in China, but I removed so many wheel bearings and bushings with this set. So I'm going to use one of those sleeves. By the way, if you don't have this set, or you're planning to buy something like that and do the same procedure of pressing out this bushing, press out, it's fairly easy, because you will have a cup like this and you can press it out. Even if you're going to damage anything right here, no big deal. But press it in, you have to have really precise cup that it will not damage any rubber, inner rubber, you know, bushing or this part. So I'll be using sleeve like this, which is exactly same as the outer race of this bushing. So this is a 75 millimeter in diameter. The actual bushing itself 75.7 in diameter. So you need 0.7 millimeter less in diameter, so it will go through the arm. Now this was part of this set, but it was 76 millimeters, so I had to take it to a lathe machine and shave it off to make it to 75. So it will be slightly smaller diameter than the bushing itself. But this one I did not do nothing. This is the original part number of this set, and it looks like it should work also well, but just in case that I don't have to do this job for extended time and looking for a proper size, I decided to make my own sleeve to exact measurement. So let's try to push it out. I'll be using some of those cups, sleeves, but the bolt, the original bolt from this set, will not work because the bushing has a smaller hole, as you can see. So I have to use a bolt from another set that I had from years before, and this one will go through without any problems. So let me put everything together and I'll show you how I'm going to press it out. And I forgot to mention that how is this bushing sitting. It's sitting exactly, that's how much is going to stick out. I'm going to mark it, the old one. I'm going to do some measurements on the new bushing and make myself a little line on the new bushing. This is probably like 1 centimeter or so. Okay, well, now it don't matter which side I'm going to push out. So cup, bolt with a friction bearing, thrust bearing, and on this side collar, which will go on the top against the arm. And this. I should have put washer here just in case. Okay. Okay, that's how I'm going to press it out, and I'm going to use my gun to make it faster. And that's what I was going to say, that you need precise measurements of that sleeve, because in my case, as you can see, it's not pressing out because the actual sleeve was smaller than the outer shell. So I'm going to use different sleeve now. And here is another reason, not reason, but when your bushing is failing, it's going to drip oil from the inside when that bushing is damaged. But in some cases, if that oil came out and you missed it because you bought it from a previous owner that cleaned it well, you didn't even know about that oil that was leaking. So as soon as I start to push out this bushing, rubber broke, and and the oil started to leak out from this bushing. So it's a hydraulic bushing basically. So guys, be prepared. Even my snap-on gun could not remove that bushing because it's sitting so tight. So I have to go by hand and apply more force, and I can hear that it's cracking and the bushing is coming out. Okay, so by hand it was possible to do. Here is the bushing, and yeah, so there is a fluid inside, guys. If you're not going to have exactly 75mm this collar, you will have a problem of removing it or installing it, because if you will be having smaller size, you will touch that rubber and the brand new bushing will leak. So I'm going to be very careful now to install it. And my collar, which is I measured to be exact into the arm, it's still a little bit stuck here, so I need to be gentle of removing it right now. But 75 millimeter looks like slightly too tight, so maybe you want to do 74.8. Probably that's what I would go with. So I did remove my mate pusher collar or sleeve, but yeah, I didn't know how tight is going to be inside of this aluminum. So 75 millimeter, slightly too thick, so 74.8, 74.7, that's what I would do, probably 74.8, so you can remove it by hand and you don't have to struggle. Now next step is I'm going to measure what's the distance between this line and the edge on both sides, and make a little mark on the new bushing, and we'll try to install it without damaging it. That oil will not leak out. So I'm not sure if you're gonna see it on the video, but it's 11 millimeter from the edge to this mark, and same on the other side, 11 millimeter. So I guess 1 millimeter here, 1 millimeter there is not going to make that much of a difference, but I'll try to be on the same distance as it was on the original bushing. And as I mentioned before, that I did little notch for myself, so I will know exact location how this bushing is supposed to be installed. I'm looking at that rubber nipple, and that's how I'm going to install it this way, so it will be aligned with this nipple, aligned with this notch. I did myself a black stripe line across that notch, so when I'll be pressing in, I will see if it's aligning or not. Now, I forgot to mention that this arm will actually have a shaved off quarter, this edge on the angle, so that you know that you have to press in from this side, because from other side it's a sharp edge. So when you're removing, it does not matter, but when you installing, it will be much easier for you, because it's going to recenter that bushing for you. It's going to align. Now this is an installation setup, and I'll be watching until my mark is going to be closer to the arm itself. So yeah, be careful that this pushing sleeve will be exactly sitting on the top of the bushing, metal bushing outer sleeve, I mean, or race. Otherwise, if you will touch that rubber, it will leak and you will have to buy a new bushing. So take your time, no rush, and it will be going that way easy, because it's original bushing and this is original arm, so everything is very precise, but no rush. Probably the best way would be, the easiest way would be if you would have a stationary press, but since I don't have one, I have to go do it by hand. So now, well, almost there. I'm not sure if you're gonna see it, but here's my scratch mark. So I need another 3 millimeter to press in. Okay, well, I'm all done with pressing it back, and it's aligned with my notch, and 11 millimeters sticking out from this side, same from this side. So basically on the middle, and my bushing is not damaged, otherwise I would see oil coming out. So yeah, it's not that easy procedure if you don't have right tools. Maybe you want to replace the entire arm if you can afford it, but mine is still in good condition, and yeah, that would be the cheapest option. Maybe you want to take it to the shop if you don't have those tools, and they can press it out and press it in new bushing for you. Probably gonna charge you like 25 bucks for a job. So, well, next step is installing it back. Or before I'm going to install it back, I just wanted to go underneath and inspect this lower arm. If that bushing doesn't have any cracks. Now, what I was going to mention to you about adjustment bolt. If you look closely at the hole, you will see like a butterfly shape, but the original bolt is completely rounded, so it is not adjustable, and that is why that Mercedes-Benz adjustable bolt will be going in. Depends on which side you're gonna flip that bolt, that you're going to push wheel closer to the actual back of the car or closer to the front end. So this, if you're going to face this opening to the front, it's going to push your wheel to the front. If you're going to flip it to the back, it's going to push the entire wheel to the back of the car by that almost 5 millimeter, maybe 4. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to inspect this arm right here, if it needs to be replaced or not. So I have to actually go underneath and take a look right here if I see any cracks, and wiggle it with my hand. And if I need to replace it, I have those arms already. I bought them on the eBay for a really good price, like $52 a piece, brand new, made in Germany. And because the price was good, so I'm preparing slowly for you know, the inflation, and with all of the tariffs, the price is going up. So if I have a chance to buy something for a good price, I buy it and keep it for a year or 2 years until I need it. So in my case, I'm not sure if you're gonna see it. I don't see any cracks, but I'm going to take a mirror and look from the top also. Obviously I will not be able to show you because I have to hold the mirror in my hand, and the camera is not very convenient, so I have to wiggle. But yes, this is my next step, to inspect that. So after a close inspection, probably you're not gonna see it, but I've been moving this arm, you know, the entire knuckle, and by hand I see micro cracks, and I decided that I don't want to go back to the same job again, doing alignment, because I'm going to do alignment one more time because of this caster, to adjust it more precisely. I decided to replace this arm, and this is the brand that I bought for $52, Tabby Bilstein. It's aftermarket, assembled in Germany from components of Germany, Taiwan. So let's see here. I'm not sure which exactly components they used from Germany and which one from China, but maybe a rubber boot came from China. I hope not. Maybe the metal itself. Maybe bushing. So I have no idea which part was made in Germany, which part was Chinese, Taiwanese. But well, $52, I cannot complain. So I rather replace it now, and I'll be confident that it's going to be, I'll be all set for the next at least 5 years from now, if I'm going to keep this car, obviously. But yeah, the original parts were, you know, 10 years old, like this arm and the thrust arm and the bushing, so I didn't want to take my chance and leave it original parts and then something is going to leak or wobble on down the road. So I'll replace, and with the same puller, really easy to remove this rod, ball joint, or piece. Okay, now I can wiggle like this, which is perfectly normal because it's rubber on the other side, but as I said, since I have them, maybe I should replace them in the same time. Now I have a stability control sensor here, which is attached to the arm, so I need to remove this U-bolt and swap it on the new. So I removed this arm. I'm not sure if you would see that, but micro cracks are visible, micro cracks on that rubber, which is not that critical. Probably it would last another 3-4 years, but yeah, I'll replace it anyway. Now I just wanted to mention that if you look closely where that arm was, there is another, like a butterfly shape hole for the same adjustment bolt. So if you ever need to adjust, you will have to buy same bolts that will go to the same place to adjust your camber, which is also great that Mercedes-Benz did all of that, because original bolt is round, as you can see. So yeah, very smart design, and I'm glad it is adjustable. So I'm going to install new. Well, I'm all done. Installed 2 of those arms already, and the adjustment bolt, and the new one was the traction control arm. Now the bolt joints I'm going to tighten to 120 Newton meters plus 180 degrees, both of them. This one I'm going to do the torque specification as instructed, but on this bolt and on this bolt I'm not going to do any torque specs, because I'm just going to make them tight to go to the shop, to the guy that's going to do alignment for me, because it's not going to help. The adjustment bolt is not going to help you. You will never make it so precise adjustment as they will do on the alignment machine. So yeah, I'll go to the shop, we'll be doing one more time alignment, and the guy will flip this bolt in the best position that needed, with that notch facing forward or back, because that was just my prediction, just my guess how it's going to be supposed to be installed, but machine will show exactly. And after he's going to flip it to the right position, he's going to retorque for me, I believe 250 Newton meters, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm going to check it before I go there so I can tell him exact numbers. Well, that's it, guys. I'm going to do exactly the same job on the other side. This job took me about maybe hour and a half in total, so that's what I'm expecting on the other side, maybe a little bit faster, because I'm not going to make a video. But I hope that this video was helpful for those people that have same caster issue on their Mercedes-Benz W212, because there is not too many videos about how to do it step by step, so I decided to do it myself. Well, thank you for watching my videos, guys. If you have any other problems with your vehicle, same as mine, and maybe I have a video about how to resolve that problem, so please click on the playlist and check my other videos. Thank you for watching. God bless you. God bless Canada, America, and Ukraine. Bye.